The sun dipped below the Los Angeles skyline, casting a warm, golden glow over the city that never truly sleeps. Kaia Gerber sat alone on the balcony of her penthouse apartment, gazing out at the sprawling urban jungle. A half-empty glass of wine rested in her hand, its red liquid catching the fading sunlight. She had always loved this time of day, the calm before the chaos of night. But tonight there was no calm, only a gnawing ache in her chest. The news had broken earlier that afternoon. Kaia Gerber and Austin Butler, the golden couple of Hollywood, had officially called it quits after 3 years of a whirlwind romance. Tabloids wasted no time dissecting the breakup, speculating about what had gone wrong. But only Kaia and Austin truly knew the answer, and even they struggled to articulate it. Kaia closed her eyes, replaying the last conversation they'd had. It was late, and the glow of the moonlight had filled their living room. Austin's voice had been steady but tinged with sadness. "Kaia, we've been drifting apart. You've felt it, haven't you?" he had asked, his blue eyes searching hers for confirmation. She had nodded, unable to find the words to disagree. How could she? He was right. Somewhere along the way, amidst the red carpets, late-night shoots, and endless travel, they had lost each other. Their love had started like a fairy tale. Kaia, the daughter of supermodel royalty, and Austin, the rising star with the charisma of old Hollywood, had been a match made in tabloid heaven. They were inseparable, their chemistry palpable. Paparazzi photos of them strolling hand in hand through New York City or laughing together at Coachella had fueled the media frenzy. They were the picture of perfection. But behind closed doors, perfection is rarely sustainable. Kaia's career had taken off at lightning speed, her face gracing countless magazine covers and runways worldwide. Austin, meanwhile, was neck-deep in the intense demands of method acting for his critically acclaimed role in Elvis. Their schedules became a game of missed calls and postponed plans. The distance between them wasn't just physical, it was emotional. Kaia remembered the nights she'd lie awake, staring at the ceiling, wondering if they could ever go back to the simplicity they once had. The spontaneous road trips, the lazy Sundays spent watching old movies, all of it seemed like a distant memory. Austin's devotion to his craft, which she had once admired so deeply, now felt like a wall between them. And yet, their breakup hadn't been filled with anger or betrayal. There were no shouting matches or slamming doors. Instead, it had been heartbreakingly quiet, like the last ember of a fire burning out. They had held each other one final time, tears streaming down both their faces, knowing this was the end. "You'll always mean so much to me," Austin had whispered, his voice cracking. "But we can't keep pretending we're the same people we were 3 years ago." Kaia had wanted to argue, to beg him to stay, but deep down she knew he was right. She wasn't the same girl who had fallen for him at that party in Malibu, and he wasn't the same boy who had made her laugh until her sides hurt. They had grown, but not together. Now, as the city lights began to twinkle below her, Kaia let out a shaky breath. The ache in her chest wasn't just sadness, it was also gratitude. She was grateful for the love they had shared, for the memories that would forever be etched in her mind. And though it hurt, she knew that sometimes love isn't about holding on but knowing when to let go. As for Austin, he sat alone in his modest Los Angeles home, a guitar resting on his lap. The melodies he strummed were tinged with melancholy, reflecting the weight of his emotions. He thought of Kaia, her infectious laugh, her unyielding spirit. She had been his muse, his anchor in a world that often felt chaotic. But even anchors can't hold forever. Theirs was a love that had burned brightly, perhaps too brightly. It had illuminated their lives, but like all fires, it needed fuel to keep going. And when the fuel ran out, all they could do was watch the flames flicker and fade. Tabloids would move on to the next big story, the world would forget, but Kaia and Austin wouldn't. For them, this wasn't just another Hollywood breakup. It was the end of a chapter, one that had shaped who they were and who they would become. And so, with the City of Angels as their backdrop, two hearts quietly mended in their own time. Not as one, but as individuals, carrying the lessons of their love into whatever came next.